Opinions Playhouse is on the air. Turn the volume up. We've got lots to share. Listen in your car or your underwear. Frank Opinions on the air. So join.
Welcome back, everybody. I know why you're here. You're here for a joke, and I have it for you. Another one. I'll throw them out there one at a time, Monday through Friday, so 5 jokes a week. Thank you so much for finding the podcast. And I know that most people, when they hear podcasts, they expect an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. And we're going to start small, start short. If it catches fire and takes off, I'll extend them a little bit. Now, before anything else, I just want to thank again the folks at AO Creatives. That's creatives, plural. And like anything else, sometimes you try to do something yourself and you mess it up, not as effective as it could have been. I don't know anything about social media, really, these platforms. I certainly don't know anything about creating a website or doing a podcast. So a few months ago, these people reached out to me. I get a call from a guy at AO Creatives. He's one of the 2 partners. And for some reason, what they said to me made sense. And I've had lots of people, you should do a podcast, okay, thanks for the suggestion, but nobody ever said the right words. And these people just seemed to know all the things to say. They almost, it's like they knew what I was looking for. And what I was looking for was somebody to help me with a professional podcast that had some elements added that for me to do it would take forever. Elements like an opening theme and a punchline sound at the end and a couple of little sound effects. So AO Creatives asked if they could help me and if I could use their help. And I said, you know what? Yeah, maybe I could. So let's see what happens. So if you are thinking about doing a podcast and you're realistic about it, meaning you're not going to have 80 million people probably, But if you want a really good one and somebody to kind of walk you through, aocreatives.com, that would be who I would recommend you call. And even if you have a podcast and you're not happy with it, let them help you. And the same thing for a website. I don't know. And I know it's relatively simple, but I don't know how to create a website. I'm not 20. They do. And they will from scratch put a website together. They'll fix the one you have that doesn't seem to be what you want it to be. So that's it. aocreatives.com. They seem to be really good guys, and I again haven't known them forever, but I like what they've done for me so far. Now, today's joke is about a psychiatrist. I've never been to a psychiatrist. Anybody who knows me fairly well would say, he should have gone to a psychiatrist. Yeah, maybe they're right. Maybe I should have, but I never have. And I don't think that I'll ever need one. I've been through some things that caused lots of people to go to a psychiatrist, but I didn't, and I don't think I needed it. The other thing that I wanted to mention to you is recently I did try something that I'd heard about, didn't know much about it, and it's acupuncture. All right, now let's just look. You know what it is. They take these little needles and they stick them in you. They put needles in, not just 1 or 2, but 14, 15 little needles. And I was having some issues, and my family, we tried everything else, and they said, "What about acupuncture?" And when you are dealing with something that is affecting the quality of your life, you're kind of willing, to try anything. So I said, okay, what the heck? So I go to this little Chinese woman, and she is Dr. Lu, and she is an acupuncturist. I don't know how you feel about acupuncture. Maybe you don't have any thoughts about it. You've never thought about it or had it or anything. They stick these needles in you, your back, your neck, your head. I'm bald. Most of you know that. A lot of you know that. And one of the visits, and I went, I went 8 times. And on one of the visits, she stuck the needles in my head. The top of my head. So There were 14 of them. I looked like, you ever see these buildings, on top of the buildings, a bunch of antennas sticking up? I looked like a building with 14 antennas sticking out the top of my head. And on this one particular visit, she said, okay, we're done. And I said, oh, okay, great. And when I thought she was going to take the needles out, she said, now today, I'm going to leave needle in your head. And I said, what? She said, yeah, till 3 o'clock. Don't take a needle out till 3 o'clock. Then you can pull them out yourself after 3 o'clock. I said, I'm leaving here with needles sticking in the top of my head, and I look like some kind of a space alien thing. And she said, yes. Now, I still don't know why I was supposed to leave till 8 o'clock, but I went home with needles stuck in the top of my head. Oh, I might add, too, that after 8 treatments, it did nothing. And I've asked everybody that I could ask, have you ever had acupuncture? And the ones that said they have, 9 out of 10 of them said it did nothing. So I'm not saying that it never works. You know, maybe for some people, for certain conditions it did, but it did nothing for me except make me feel stupid and feel like I look stupid with the needles coming out of the top of my head or into the top of my head. So it didn't do a thing for me. And most people I talked to said the same thing, waste of time. So if you did it and it worked for you, or maybe it will work for you, congratulations. I think that's fantastic, but not for me. Now, the other thing, and again, this is all because the joke is about a psychiatrist I've never been, and it made me think of these other things. The other one is hypnosis. Years ago, this is kind of a good story. I had some work done at our house, and the guy who was the general contractor was a chain smoker. Chain smoker meaning I would watch him light a cigarette with the cigarette he was smoking. He wouldn't let one die till he would smoke 4 or 5 packs a day. It was unbelievable. And one day, he comes to the house, and it's the first time I've ever seen him without a cigarette. I said, Tom, I've never seen you not smoking. He said, I don't smoke anymore. I said, wow, you were a heavy smoker. Oh, yeah, he said. And my wife doesn't either. She was a heavy smoker. We don't smoke anymore. I said, that was quick. How'd you do it? He said, hypnosis. I said, wow, that's pretty impressive. He said, one visit, 1 hour, $75. I said, does she, because he told me it was a woman. I said, does she work with you and hypnotize you to make you not eat so much? Because I've been heavy, 30 pounds overweight forever, as long as I can remember almost. If I could just cut back somehow and not eat over every little thing that happens, I got to eat. He said, oh, yeah, she does smoking and weight loss and whatever the other things were. He said, you should give it a try. She's really good. So I called her. He gave me the number. I called her. I make an appointment, $75 an hour. And he warned me, not warned me, but he said to me, you need to know before you go that she may be the best looking woman you've ever seen in your life. Movie star, when movie stars were glamorous, like Ava Gardner, those kind of movie stars. Charlize Theron. He said, she's just drop dead gorgeous. What does that mean, by the way? Drop dead gorgeous. Doesn't even make any sense, but I just used it. So I think her name was Linda. So she was some kind of doctor, and he said, now you'll go to her house, and the first thing you're going to notice is she's stunningly beautiful, breathtaking. You won't be able to take your eyes off her. So I go to the house, which is where she practiced, and sure enough, she comes to the door. I don't think I've seen in my life 2, 3 other women as beautiful as this woman. And it's in the living room, so she turns the lights down low, and I don't remember if there was any music, probably some of that, that kind of music. So I sit in the recliner, and she walks over to me and sits by me. And she starts talking to me about food and stress and blah, 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 blah. And when the hour is over, she said, how do you feel? I said, I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. In fact, I'm going to leave here. I'm going to Steak and Shake. And I'm going to get 2 double cheeseburgers. And she just looked at me. And she said, so you're not happy with your results? I go, No, I'm not. But she said, you owe to her credit. She said, you want your money back? I said, no. You did what you do, and you should be paid for that. It was an hour. You got $75 from me. Keep it. And I left there, and I'm not kidding. I went right to Steak and Shake and had 2 double cheeseburgers. I don't think they ever tasted better. So it didn't work for me. I don't think I can be hypnotized unless it's an injection or some kind of truth serum or something. So that's it. I tried the hypnosis. I tried acupuncture. And when you are in pain, whether you had a bad accident or it's something else, you will try just about anything. So my family can't say I didn't give it a shot, because I did, and it didn't work. Now, to the joke. It's a joke about a guy who has a tremendous inferiority complex. I mean, he feels like a nobody, like he just doesn't matter. So he makes an appointment on the recommendation of a friend to go to this psychiatrist. And he walks in, he can't wait. He can't wait to see the psychiatrist. Hopefully this will help. He walks in, goes right over to the couch. He's seen enough movies to know you lie on the couch and you start talking. So he just walks over, lies down, and starts talking. He says, Doc, as long as I can remember, I felt irrelevant, meaning I don't care where I am, what kind of setting, how many people. It's like I'm not even there. I'm invisible. I might as well not even be there. Nobody cares about what I have to say. Nobody cares how I feel. It's almost like I don't exist. And I don't know what to do about this irrelevant feeling. But when people don't even seem to care what you said, don't engage with you, it's really frustrating. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of nobody paying any attention to me. And the doctor looks at him and goes, next.